Welcome back to The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante. We're continuing where we left off of doing Chapter 1, playing this character of making it so my character, Sir Douche Brante, being a child and trying to learn the ways and trying not to get into too much trouble. And we're just continuing from there and seeing how my first life as Sir Brante is going to go and just going with the flow. So let's continue where we left off. That is true. This might be a long video if I'm going to do this per chapters, perhaps. We'll have to see. Maybe you can do 2 videos per 1 chapter, depending on how long they are, or it's 1 video per chapter. Depends. Winter, the coming sacrament. Mother is in her armchair, knitting wooling jackets, pants, and socks for the little one. The baby will be needed kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with an important job. He's a judge, after all. One day you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other? Right. About Stefan and Gloria, how come they're brother and sister, but not... Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. He's son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older. A cheating father, oh. I mean, normal back then. Also, hair, get out of my eyes. How is that even possible? You're all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You are told to sit still, be quiet, and remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins, first to the elder on the right, and then to the younger on the left. Stefan, you're a nobleman to be, so walk along the side paved with marble, where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side. I want to remember this. Bow to the right and to the left. Paved with marble, where the benches are. Sharp side. I don't know what sharp side means, but when you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stefan, kiss the sword. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with the lash. Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You're told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run towards them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. Well, that's more of a lash than I was expecting, us. She's hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan is putting on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's all the same. It's like all the same. It's like all is the same, and yet everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot. So it went from +1 to -1 to now 0. Robert Brante, I don't really care about him. I don't care about this. It'd be best if we keep it indifferent, but... Unity. No more peace. Represent how close and trusting your family is. It affects the fate of your family members. The fate? Well... problematic. Brother and sister sacrament. Your siblings Stefan and Gloria took their first sacrament at the temple. The newborn's baby cry. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also there, all excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You'll never hit him. Oh no. The two of you will play together and tease Stefan together and help Mother together and go on so many adventures together. I feel so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends day and night by his side, and Nathan cries all the time. Day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She's so worn out she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You run to Mother's bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you get an ice cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. Go away, douche, you're bothering me. She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute respite. Enough already. When are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet. Hope she's not going to kill the baby. Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You're scared of your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life much more. Relations. Lydia, Brante. Ooh. Unless I appeased, I guess, the mother, I can't do that. Redirect her anger to yourself. Call father for help. Yeah. You leap at your mother and demand she give you Nathan. She freezes when she hears the words. You snatch your little brother out of her arms. She chokes with rage and falls on the bed screaming. You run away to the playroom. Your baby brother is heavy in your arms. He sniffles. You sway him gently like mother did and quietly sing him a lullaby about the twins. Nathan calms down. Soon he closes his eyes and you put the newborn on your bed and swear on your life that no one will ever hurt him when you're around. You hear heavy footsteps in the hallway. Father enters the playroom. He looks at you, then at Nathan, somewhat confused. You did something bigger than you today, son. It is a noble deed to protect your family, but you should have come to me. Please understand this was my duty, not yours. You saved your baby brother from harm. If you feel yourself ready to take the responsibility to protect others, then maybe you can walk the path of the noble when you're older. But for now, we should bring him back to your mother. Come with me. He picks up Nathan. Your brother is fast asleep, breathing quietly. The three of you return to Mother's bedroom. Father puts Nathan back in the crib. Mother's no longer screaming, and she embraces you. Please forgive me. The twins know I was out of my mind. Please don't be angry with me. Ooh. Nice. Oh, that's with Nathan. You hug your mother in response. Nathan Brante, relation +1. +2. Status grateful. You, the youngest child in the family, and your only full sibling. An odd child, he was secretive and aloof since he was a little boy. He is inept, constantly ill and crying, always in need of care and protection. He started reading sacred texts at a very young age. Your younger brother remembers what you did for him. Nice. Whoa! I'm exhausted. So I wasted all my willpower, and all the times I didn't choose willpower. Your younger brother Nathan is born. Choosing the willpower option is definitely wasted it, so then like I guess as a child, my energy is very limited. I only had one opportunity to use it, and I chose to use it on him. They're trying to say like it would have been fine if I called for father, but I don't know if his choice saying maybe you can walk the noble will be remembered per se. Like, if it remembers the two things. One is, saving your brother is one thing. I don't so much care about that 100%, but being seen well in the eyes of the father is a bigger thing to me. You wake up to father's touch on your shoulder. He is finally back home from a long trip. Douche, today is your special day, the day when you bring in your studies. Now teachers will be coming to our home to teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's lot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboy dressed. I'm taking him to the market district. Hey, quality time with father. Stefan wants to come with you too, but your father shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your elder brother is hurt to hear this, but stays quiet. Fuck you, fucking Stefan. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets. A pleasant wind tussling your hair. Your city is called Anazot. Anazot? I'm going to say Anazot. That you already know, it is one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There's a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our God's own disciples? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned. Not even the clergy knows why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. You have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They're the ones who aided the Empire's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well, war isn't your lot for now, but maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. We will lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead and take your present. Having said this, Father turns away to examine the books. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there is a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He's about to take your warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you, and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. Opponent. The rich boy screams so loudly everybody in the shop hears it. He hit me, he hit me. A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then you feel your own father's hand on your shoulder. What happened? You press against Father, your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shoved the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Is this true, douche? Did you strike the son of a nobleman? You tell your father that you repaid the impudent boy in kind. Oh, since I don't have the... You step between the adults and say that it was all your fault. Deny your guilt. I'll tell the truth. That'll lead to a problem. It isn't fair to blame you without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove that stupid boy. He was the one who shoved you first, but the angry nobleman, the boy's father, will not let you finish. Nobody cares a whit for your so-called truth, little lowborn. The law's the law and your punishment is due. Your father nods in agreement to those words, no matter how sad they make him feel. They lead you to the nobleman's son out of the shop. You're told about him and show humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Enough, he got what he deserved. We're leaving. Get out of our way. Your head is swimming from the heavy blows. You return to your senses back in your bed, with servants treating your face. Father stays by your side all day. Hell yeah! The morning after you find a little box in your bed with the tin soldier of the holy orders inside, you pay dearly for your stubbornness. Exactly what I was hoping for. He may have won the battle, but I won the war. Fucking little bitch nobleman's son. And maybe I'll have to make this 2 videos. It's like an hour to get a whole chapter done. Today, Father ordered the dinner table to be brought out into the yard. For the first time in months, he's home outside of the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, now an adolescent, and walking in the garden, and now a dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together, with Father at the head of the table, smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knee and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with Father to show his skill in a practice duel. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise, and Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile in his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk night. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table, no fighting, just smiles, no arguing, just pleasant small talk. Then a servant approaches Father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in a dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile off Father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at your father with an unspoken question in her eyes. Gregor Brante is coming back to Enazot. He is the head of our family, my father. Yeah, Grandpa. But he doesn't seem too happy about Grandpa. Your grandfather, Gregor Brante, returned to the family home from the capital. Ever since the news... Oh, my eyes. Oh. Ever since the news of Grandfather's impending arrival, there has been not a single day when the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she will be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in the attic. She'll be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in there. They make Stefan stay in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everyone is on edge. Is he like a hyper noble? Maybe getting on the good side of Grandpa. Then one day, Grandfather arrives. It is a grim day, so hot your neck is sticky with sweat. Father, Mother, Stefan, Gloria, and you and Nathan, the entire Brante family stands on the porch in the front of the house. The house servants line up behind you. The carriage arrives, and out steps a tall, gaunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe indistinctively. Good health to you, father. Children greet your grandfather as you have been taught. Still trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? You can't fool me, Robert. I was the first of the Brante family to be ennobled by the mantle, and I am the only one who remembers how to bear this burden properly. I live honorably by my lot. Your marriage is that of a low-born wench, cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could have been born bearing noble blood. Father, I beg you, this is not the place. Grandfather eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following closely behind him. I've been away for too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult. How can you live in such a pigsty, Robert? The servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to your commoner of a wife. I warned you, did I not? And yet you did as you saw fit. And the children, what do they know of tradition or honor? They are being raised in a virtuous family, father. And now you're speaking like a lowborn who's content to live in humility. Twins willing, now that I'm here, this will not happen again. I'm taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stefan with a proper education, so I will correct your mistake. Your brother's fate has been decided just like that. Your father does not object. He orders the servants to prepare Stefan for his journey. Stefan freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts a hand on his shoulder reassuringly. Grandfather's lips are at a tight line, or a tight line, white with contempt. The house is examined room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at crease on the blanket in Nathan's crib in the mother's bedroom. He mocks Gloria's knitting in her room. The door to your room is next. What is this, Robert? Tin soldiers in your younger son's room. He was born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle. Grandfather seizes the box containing the tin warriors of the Holy Order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boil within you. This is your big present from the first day of your studies. It means so much to you. But if he's right, what if you need to prove your right to command the toy soldiers first? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves the toy box in the roaring fireplace. If you wait too long, they will melt in the flames. Oh God. Determinate. Oh, wait. I don't have enough. Rescue 10 soldiers. You're a rescue. Oh, I don't have enough determination. I'm missing one determination. No! And I don't have enough fucking perception. Fuck you, Grandpa! Overwhelmed by a helpless rage, you run to Grandfather and kick him in the leg with all of the strength you can muster, yet he is unmovable. The next thing you see is him leaning toward menacingly, his heavy walking stick in hand. I'm prepared to be beaten. Lowborn scum, how dare you raise a fist to me? The blow hits home. The handle of the walking stick is as heavy as a rock. You are dazed, robbed both hearing and sight. Down comes another blow. A sharp pain splits your head. Then darkness. Wait, did he kill me? Did he fucking kill me? Your hand twitches against your will, then again and again. It is like trying to catch a flying butterfly, and then you fall into the primordial void. The void takes away part of you, one of the lives you were given to live. It will never return. There's pain, desperation, a sense of loss. Did I fucking die? What? Grandpa kills me? Ugh. I didn't have enough determination and perception because 1 point behind. God damn, I didn't want to die once, but fuck it. Alright. You fall into pain that embraces you like soft feather bed. You feel light, free. There are no restraints, just a warm glow that envelops you in a secure embrace. The waves carry you, their touch is soft and they delicately enshroud what it was once your body. It is a feeling unlike anything you have ever experienced before, something absolute and complete. You touch something greater, the reason behind everything, the reason for your very existence. You were sculpted from this light. It was the first thing you ever felt, a boundless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that cast this light in all directions, and now you are here again, one of the beginning and everything. The light gleaming from you resembles the light of the shining pillar. You still see it, in the north as always. The waves of light carry you to two figures. The elder is nearest. He is ready to accept you. He is quiet, wise, kind, and pure. The younger waits further back. You do not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet. He leans over you and plants a feather-light kiss on your forehead. The kiss spreads all over you. You're filled with an unparalleled delight and bliss. You exist. You are unique. There's no one like you. They know this and they love you. You will never be alone. You are a part of them, a part of your family, a part of this universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They watch over you constantly. The elder softly touches you as you lie spread out amongst the waves, sending you further down the torrent of light. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get to the silver tree, the heavier you become. The waves draw you down along its trunk, but you do not wish to part with the warmth and the softness with a love. You turn around. The elder is still watching you. He nods. All is as it should be. Go, your time has not yet come. You must return to the world now. As you tumble down toward your body, you comprehend the true meaning of your lesser death and the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only in the hereafter, it is present in the entire design of the twins that is the origin of all the life in this world. What in the manifestation of this love in your mortal life? What is the manifestation of this love in your mortal life? Empire. By creating the Empire, the twin gods cared for all living things. The Empire is the only thing that gives us a place in the world. It is an enormous family made for people by the gods. The gods give you a clear mission in this world, thus gifting you your very being. This is a manifestation of their love for you and all living things. Love always lives in kindred blood. You share the miracle of life in the universe with your kin. Your family is what you've given upon being born, what you leave behind. The love of gods here. The love the gods have for you is so great that they allow you to change the world they have created, to influence it with your deeds. Whatever your mission is proof that the twin gods' love for you. What could be a stronger manifestation of love than your own very existence? Your every emotion, every thought, and every action exist by virtue of the love from which the twin gods created. I'm going to say cause. A sudden comprehension of the love with which the entire world is imbued illuminates your mind, but then it fades away and vanishes. You regain the sensation of your flesh. It is heavy and unwieldy. It lacks that lightness. The light, and it is a burden. It is smothering you. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. The stagnant odor of crypt fills them, revolting but so real. You are back. Then you smell a sickly, moist smell. You feel dampness all around you. You come back to your senses in the gloom of a family crypt, lying flat on a stone slab. God damn, really? All that time happened I was in a crypt? Man, with me being killed and the whole family thing is fucked. Your parents are on their way to the crypt right now. You hear a muffled voice. They are arguing, and against all rules, mother will not agree with father. Why would Sir Gregor endure this? He just took one of our child's lives. Lydia, my father is our family's head, and the boy raised a hand to him. There was nothing we could do, and father did admit that he was too hard on him. Please do not anger Sir Gregor. You need to accept this. It will never happen again to our children ever again. Their voices grow quiet as they lean over you. You lean on your elbows to try to get up from the stone. Your mother gingerly wraps her cloak over your naked body as you shiver from the cold. My son, your first death came far too soon. I know it may be difficult to realize what happened. Oh, so everyone just knows. Okay. But know this, the twin gods are ever merciful. You are a child, and your time to leave for the hereafter has not yet come. You will be returned here by the gods twice more, but do not attempt fate again, and never ever defy those who can easily take your life. Douche, you have angered your grandfather greatly. Do not stand in Sir Gregor's way ever again. He will never hurt you again. For now, just stay away from him. Damn it. I mean, if I wasn't... The fact that I was like having a nice balance of perception and strength, but I didn't have enough just by 1 point to do what I would have wanted to do, which is save the toys. Father stays a step away from you, not saying a word. When mother finishes talking, he picks you up and carries you outside. Together, your parents take you from the family crypt. On your way out of the crypt, you take a moment to touch your head. It is perfectly fine. There's no sign of the blow. Back home, grandfather is still wading through the house, examining the rooms. You can see that Stefan and Gloria are disturbed by what just happened. Nathan starts crying when he sees you. The playroom still reeks of burnt paint. Distaste. Wonder if that can be fixed at the very least. There's something new about you now, a pitch black stripe on your left arm. It looks like a strange bit of dirt at first, but it will not wash off. It'll be like that forever. Mother explains that is all she will say of it. But we have grown. So it's like with death we get stronger as sort of a compensation of dying, but at the same time there's a limit to deaths. But perception and resolute of determination growing once is good. I want this. I didn't want to die, but in a game where I'm playing for the first time, probably a person playing this game blind, the chances of a person playing start to finish and not dying once is probably very low. So I'm not going to take this as a, oof, oh my god, I died. F for respects for Neco. So I'm going to take it on the... I'm going to take it not on the chin. I'm going to just take a little on the shoulder. Because death is probably to be expected, honestly. Especially if I have... Event has happened. As a small child, you suffer your first death and rebirth. And that is one of the things they said could happen in the chapter. I was expecting horrible things to happen. Oh. The ant farm. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met. And also determination. Maybe I get to grow stronger because I got perception to 4 then. I think the same would happen for the determination, if I remember correctly. Hold on, wait. Yeah, determination 4. Beyond. Nobleman's Sacrament. You challenge the Sacred Order. So we get to basically have everything done except the Nobleman's Sacrament. Maybe. You challenge the Sacred Order and attempt to seize a noble lot. Maybe we can do it all, who knows? But we died for the first time. We have enough determination. If we get to train with Father, then we'd have fencing lessons and have more strength. Yeah. Lowborn child, we already died. True death. We are exhausted though, which is unfortunate, but we will probably gain more. The House of Brante. All of this has stayed the same, except for just that mild... But yeah. Gloria... So who's the father of Gloria, I wonder? It doesn't even show it, honestly. At least the relations with Lydia is actually up. Indifference somehow with Gloria. Stefan I don't care for, but whatever. So grandfather is the only one we have down. True death. So she's... So technically, like, when we die, what I had confused, I thought it was like I would have died in the reincarnation of the game was like... You died and then I'd wake somewhere else and have to continue off, split from the family. But everyone in this world, or at least in this empire, know that they have actual multiple deaths. And that's why the grandfather would be okay with killing you once, because it's not true death. So removing one of your lives is just... It's not the end of the world, but it is definitely a severe punishment. So I'll take it. Because it's going to make my character stronger, I will say. Of course, you could be like a 0 deaths run and make you special in a way for never dying, but at the same time, I don't know, I take it as a benefit. But, I don't know, that's all my expectations or presumptions, but either way. With everything happening right now, back to scene. Your younger brother Nathan is growing. Mother spends more time with the rest of the family now. You help her play with your brother and take care of him when she asks. You often go to Mother's room to sit at the foot of her bed after Nathan falls asleep. She reads you the sacred books and asks you about the things you learned that day. During these moments, you see the world through her eyes as well. One day the door of your room opens and she brings in a large box covered with a piece of cloth. It is rare for you to see her so overjoyed. She sets the box on the floor and removes the cloth. The box under the cloth is made of glass and has a wooden base. Inside you see a layer of earth shaped into carefully crafted passages, and these passages are full of hardworking ants. Douche, this is my gift to you, an ant farm. It's a little world in a small box. We can watch them through the glass. Look, this is the queen ant. She is the reason all these little ants were born. You sit by the box together, you hold your breath as you watch the ant colony at work. There turns out to be a method to the ants' chaotic movements. Every single one of them has a task to perform. Some of them have larger mandibles. They are the protector of the colony. They can draw blood from your finger. Others work all around the colony, repairing the walls and clearing any debris from the passages. There are also the workers who collect food and put in a special tray. Leaves, bits of meat, maggots, and bring it to the rest of the colony. You take a worker ant and put it right next to the food. However, the insect has no interest in it. It starts circling around the tray aimlessly. Mother takes the stray ant and puts it back where it belongs. Why did you do that, my son? The ants cannot do what they want. The ants cannot do what they weren't born to do. Each of them was born for their own job. So they're comparing the human life. The typical or normal perception of life is, I guess, then, yeah, the comparison, or really, sort of like a communist thing. It's for the good of the For the good of the country. Comrade, for the good of the country. But, I mean, humans are obviously not ants. And we're not a hive mind of sorts. You shake your head slowly. If only the ants could do whatever you wanted them to. This is your gift now, so they belong to you. Or maybe Mother's presence is the reason they won't obey you. You offer to go outside together and find some bugs to feed on. If I keep playing with Mother, the growth would go up. But it implicate... So it's like sacrificing favoritism or family ties or bond with Mother. But this would probably help increase perception by experimentation. Well, I'll play with myself. As long as I don't sound so harsh to my mother. You move away from Mother and pull the glass box towards yourself. She looks at you in surprise, but she gave it to you. It'll be easier to learn about the ants on your own, Mother sighs and stands back up. Very well, I understand. You want to find your own answers. You've grown up so quickly, my son. The door creaks quietly as it closes, and you are left to your own devices. You spend a long time watching the ants work, and then you decide to go outside and find them some bugs to feed on. Once your haul is in the tray, you note which bugs they drag away and which they leave untouched. Well, that's what I was expecting. Day after day, you keep the tray full of food, provide the insects with plenty of water, and remove the dead ants from the farm. Your tiny subjects still refuse to change their peculiar ways. It is just as Mother said, the ant farm is exactly the world we live in. The ants will never know that you are there. There we go, that's actually what I wanted then. Thank God, if I just got negative in bond, but in nothing else, I would have been upset. Inquisitive. Excellent. But I learned. Alright, that's going to be all the time I have for this episode. We got a lot done, but this is a lot longer than I was expecting. I was expecting maybe chapter 1 to take an hour long, but my God, when they said 14 hours to play through the whole game, they were not, they weren't lying. Like, I've only scratched the surface possibly then, but I hope you enjoyed and look forward to the next episode. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, become a subscriber, and the notification down below for updates on my videos. Thank you for watching, and until the next time.